Hello, I'm Keith Orchison. My guest today is Robert Pritchard, who's the Executive Director of the Energy Policy Institute of Australia. Welcome, Bob. Bob, we've almost reached the 20th anniversary of the decision to reform the electricity industry on the East Coast. Do you think the process has worked?
No, Keith. The process has faltered. The process has not been inclusive. The process has not achieved what it should have achieved in the time, and there's a lot yet to be done.
Bob, at the highest level, what do you think should be done to improve this process?
Well, the problem, Keith, is that there's no all-inclusive structure, there's no mechanism, there's no coherent process by which the key stakeholders can be involved in addressing the real issues. The whole process has been overtaken by politics.
Bob, it seems to me that trust is the key to so much of getting this process right. Consumer trust in the whole thing, the investors' trust in the policymakers and the regulators, and government trust in the regulatory system. Are we doing enough to make the trust process really work?
Well, the trust factor, Keith, is actually unacceptably low, and the reason for it is that there's a major distrust amongst the community at large about what is going on, and there's also a major distrust of politicians. And the reason for that is, at the community level, the community don't trust processes that they don't understand, and they're bewildered by the processes, they're bewildered by the science, they're bewildered by all the technical features and all the nuances that are very special to the energy industry and the electricity industry in particular. So they can't trust a process that they don't understand. But more importantly, they don't trust politicians, and it's not because politicians are corrupt or politicians tell lies. I would never suggest that. They don't trust politicians simply because politicians are temporary. These problems will survive and persist in the long term, long after politicians have retired from office or there's been a change of government. So that's why they don't trust politicians. They're only in a post temporarily. They don't represent the permanent word on anything, and therefore you need some sort of structural process that's going to be sustainable. I mean, sustainability is not just about sustainability of the environment, it's got to be about sustainability of the political process as well. So you need some sort of institution like, for example, a National Energy Commission, where key stakeholders could be involved and where they could bring out the issues in a much more proactive, much more imaginative way, and garner the stakeholder support that's sadly lacking in the process at the moment.
Bob, thank you for talking to us. Can I finish by asking you, how much time do you think that we have, and most importantly the policymakers have, to get this process right?
Keith, the problem is really, really urgent, but the last thing we can have is some sort of seat of the pants, spur of the moment decision to try and rectify what politicians or jurisdictions think are the error. We need to go about this in a methodical, thoughtful way. We need to have consultations with key stakeholders, and we need to bring in all parties around the table to come up with some sort of sensible solution.
Thank you, Bob. We've been talking to Robert Pritchard, the Executive Director of the Energy Policy Institute of Australia.